There's an hour to go to the end of the festival, and we're having an issue with the after party venue.
The after party venue have pulled the venue. Vince is off dealing with that. I have the headliners about to go onto the main stage. They go to run the first track and all the sound cuts out.
We are now in panic mode. We are the Underground Link-Up, or TULU for short.
We are a creative development network made up of artists and marketing professionals based in the Midlands, UK.
We help artists from across the globe in the commercial music sector to connect, create and collaborate.
We host live events, providing artists with spaces to showcase their talent, and our online community helps artists grow their network.
Lastly, we have our very own recording and content creation studio located in Warwickshire.
The first of what we hope will be multiple nationwide locations.
Our vision is to create an infrastructure for artists in the independent creative sector.
Our mission? To share knowledge and nurture a creative community.
The music industry is multifaceted and fast-paced.
We've taken on a lot on our shoulders and covered a lot of ground already, especially in the male-dominated space in which we exist.
The odds seem stacked against us, but we believe so heavily in our vision, we are pushing down boundary after boundary to reach our goals. The owner's called and doesn't like one of the styles of music that was being played in the tent, and so has decided to call it off. We have 1 hour to find a whole new location to take 450 people. And if we don't find somewhere, then there's nowhere for all these people to go. And they're expecting an after party.
I have the headliners about to go onto the main stage. They're setting everything up. They go to run the first track and all the sound cuts out.
We need a solution and we need one quickly. There was another venue on the cards at the very start of organising this, and they did offer us a deal, but we turned it down for the venue we took. Now we are going to have to go back to them with our tail between our legs, and fingers crossed they haven't got anything else planned and they'll let us move it to their venue.
And we really wanted to have this big impactful stage for the headliner, and just as the headliner hits, the sound cuts out. So Vince is dealing with the after party, finding a new venue, and I'm now having to organise getting the main headliners to another stage.
It is tense out here and I am starting to get very overwhelmed.
We can only do what we can do. We've only got the resources we have, and these things do happen.
I've done all I can to negotiate with the new venue, and hopefully the new scenario is going to work just as well.
This summer of festivals, we've seen even bigger issues happen and analysed how they dealt with things. So putting that into our perspective, although it's so passionate because it's our festival and it's our very first one, and things have been going so well all day, there was an element of just understanding that we will find a solution.
However, there are a few admin bits that we need to do to cover ourselves with regards to ticketing and a change of venue, which means that we very quickly got to get an email out to all of our guests about the change of venue. We've got to put info out on social media, and most importantly, we've got to get one of us down to the new venue so that we can get everything set up for the performers.
So fortunately enough, the TULU tent guys, they ransacked everything back together. The headliners jumped onto the TULU stage. They were being looked after. The crowd, the vibe was epic. It still carried through a really good vibe, but there was still the ongoing issue of where are we going to have this after party?
It is very, very overwhelming, and I need to take a second to myself just to gather my thoughts. So it's the end of the night. We have been up since 7 o'clock and it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, but the after party was a success. We had to move some things around and change a few bits of logistics, but in the long run, everyone who came had a good time, and we can only hope that not too many people were inconvenienced by the change of venue. Yeah. And we've got sessions this week, so we are going to have to tidy this up today.
Yeah, sessions start tomorrow.
Yeah.
So all of this needs to disperse.
There's a moment in time prior to the festival where the unit just became an area for storage, whether that was the crates and crates of beer that we had, whether it was the decorations, whether it was the signage we had. Everything got dumped here, and after the festival, we just dumped everything back in the unit, and that was a tomorrow problem for us. We just needed to get home and just breathe after the festival. So yeah, in a nutshell, cleaning up after the festival, utter chaos.
I did see loads of people actually signing it.
I know.
On the day.
It was such a good idea. I love it when you have like one of those last minute ideas and it just pulls together.
I know.
Staying up so late and seeing this. Now, because we haven't got anywhere to display it and I don't want to get rid of it, I am just thinking, being the recyclers we are, and as everything in this unit is recycled, we should paint over it and then recycle the wood for the bar room.
Yeah, I love that, because we were
bar.
looking to have pallet wood to make it.
And I mean, I just love this idea with the sign of cutting the TULU letters for the side of the bar. Yeah, so I think that. So yeah, we've got
Big fan of that.
So I hope we've managed to convert some people to our sort of sober space. You can go out and have a good time with no alcohol vibes.
I definitely feel that. I was getting very positive reviews from those that were trying it, and they all seem to enjoy the fact that it tastes like beer.
Because I think, you know, quite early on, people didn't maybe necessarily see the long-term vision of how this business model works in a profit standpoint of how do we get brands to invest in the artists and in TULU.
Yeah.
We'll go through all the content. I literally was not on top of filming all day. There's so many lessons from this because I didn't even think about it, but
I know, but like with the first time you do something, you're always going to think, like all day I was thinking, okay, well next time let's do this different, let's do that different. And even like in the morning setting up, I was like, oh God, we've got so much more space over here that I didn't even realise we were going to have. And so, yeah, a lot of lessons learned.
yeah. Yep. Right. Let's get this place tidy. We've literally turned this place upside down. And now we've got to go back to having meetings here. Well, we're going to have to straighten it out before we can do anything else. So Gee and I are coming back in the first day back after the event, and we're going to get this place back in order. Now, these are some really hefty belts.
What are they? Why are they here?
These are straps for speakers to keep them secure. And this is a belt sander.
Belt sander!
I
still do stuff. Feels like lighter and brighter in here now.
I do like this new table.
I'm a big fan of this. This is good collateral from needing a last minute table at the festival.
And I mean, what way to end the festival than to also end the month?
I know. Good timings.
Good timing. Because I feel like the festival took up so much of our time and we thought we were going to be able to do a couple of things, and that was our whole second quarter gone.
Yeah.
So for quarter three, you know, just a new focus. Realign. Get back in touch with our mission and our purpose and all of that good stuff. The main areas that we need to talk about are events, because there is a lot more of that stuff coming up with like residencies, art in the park, collabs with Levi. Then the unit, we need to get back on top of studio sessions, getting artists in.
Yep.
Marketing, just on top of our own marketing platform, and looking at what the plan is, because that's gone a bit all over the place with all of the focus being on the event.
Yeah.
And then we have to look at services. So like the basically main areas of the business the online platform. We need to get back on sales, back on memberships, just back on recruiting people, setting some new targets.
See where we're at with all our current clients as well, because that got put on pause a little bit.
Yeah, so we need to do that, all of that. Well, I think client catch-up stuff, I think we just need to go through as work. But the main thing is just making sure that we've got an idea of where we're focusing so that we don't put all of our eggs in any one basket. We've also got to look at funding, financing, because again, like all of that stuff took a back seat. So that's another area that we've got to tap back into. But yeah, it'll be good, so let's get into it. So this is the perfect time for us to have a quarterly catch-up. We're in the very start of event season, and with a business like ours that is constantly changing and really dynamic in its nature, we've got a lot of moving parts to stay on top of. Events is one area that's going to keep us busy all summer, but the work that we do with artists on a continuous basis is really what fuels the creative development network that is the Underground Link Up. So Georgie and I need to sit down, talk about the other areas of the business, make sure we're still driving sales, make sure we're still driving the network, and make sure we're on top of everything for our future events. Lots of stuff is picking up for us now, and we're such a small team that without this level of clarity and vision over what it is we're doing and where we're going, we kind of lose sight of things. So now that the unit's all clean, Georgie and I are going to sit down, go over our goals for the next few months, and pick our focuses.
We had been so festival focus heavy, which a lot of the artists were involved with. We were then looking at the longer term plan of, okay, at the end of event season, at the end of festival season, what do we then give to our artists in terms of knowledge and strategy to then see them pursue their artistic careers going forward? So we went from festival planning, now honing straight back into our artists and what we can offer for them.
So yeah, that's all of the areas for this quarter, and now we've just got to go and make it happen. Let's do it. And make it sensible again. This is lit. This is parking. Camping.
I think we went up. I don't know where we came from, where we're going.
Okay, so we've got set up. We are now just wandering round.
This guy will know where the press tent is because he's
We're just trying to find the press tent because this festival, we're just trying to push them boundaries, see what we can get with the media band. So, Mission Find Media Tent is a go-go. What is it?
a go-go.
Go-go, a go-go.
I was invited to cover NAS Festival this year for Grime Daily, and we got a special package whereby both G and I were able to go together, experience the festival, and we thought we'd killed two birds with one stone. So as well as getting coverage for the magazine, we're also going to be looking around and seeing what we can bring to the next time we do a festival. NAS Festival is quite similar in terms of the value it places on the arts and workshops and interactivity.
NAS Festival fell as our third festival out of 4 for the summer, and at this point we had been invited to one already, we had thrown our own, so for this one it was really to sort of scope out what other elements we could bring to our final festival of the summer, but most importantly, what we could bring to the festivals next summer.
So there's so much for us to see and learn from these guys. Being invited there is a huge deal for us, and I think we're just going to take this whole weekend in and use it as an opportunity to find ways that we can grow our own endeavours.
So we're a little bit slower off the mark today. It's day 2, NAS Festival. We have seen, who have we seen today? Bad Boy Chiller Crew, a couple other people, can't really remember. But we are now off to go see JK. We are, Vince confirms, keeping hydrated. It's very hot today. And Vince has got a lovely new little number on.
Heading to NAS Festival gave us a really unique experience of being a consumer, but also a consumer that is trying to run their own festivals. So we were looking at it both on the part of what makes it a really good festival for the consumer and what makes that festival work in terms of getting the right brands involved, which artists correlate well together, and how you can bring together a selection of sports or fashion and streetwear, etc., to bring this festival together to bring more than just the music.
NAS Fest is a world of its own. I never knew that I was into skating and BMXing until this weekend, but fusing the street sports with music is a great idea, and there's so much going on. We've learned so much about the different types of vendors you can have, the layout of a really big scale festival that has so many thousands of people there, and different things going on. Enriching the artistic community by hosting DJ workshops and having skating championships outside, bringing worlds together where different artistic disciplines can collide in this sort of really loose, free-flowing artistic way is incredible to see.
Whilst at NAS Festival, there were so many things that we saw and took inspiration from, whether that was the variety of artists, from those that are really just starting out and kickstarting their career all the way up to huge global name artists. In addition to that, there was heaps of different branding involved. So for me, that gave me a really strong idea of who I want to get involved with next time that I may not have thought about before. And that could be because of the branding, or it could be the products and services that they bring to the festival, and just really increase that sort of user experience that we would love to bring to our future festivals.
It's the final day, sad face, sad. But NAS has been wicked, the music's been sick, the food's dank, the whole setup's been incredible. So we're now going back. Rave noodles. So we're going back to camp, taking down the tent, and then we're going to scoot off on our way home to the Shire, ready for another busy week next week.
Respect your father and all your respect your father.
This is our second year with Art in the Park, and originally and continually we have been brought on to bring through a new demographic to Art in the Park. It's a huge festival that celebrates all kinds of art, in which we were brought on to very much bring through a interactive and dynamic music element to the festival.
We were there last year as a sort of new face to what is a well-established arts festival in Leamington, to bring a bit more of a different side of the creative culture of Leamington, and hopefully help to attract a more diverse group of people.
As usual with TULU, we have brought heaps of ambition and goals along with what we are trying to do with Art in the Park. A huge part of what we're trying to do is bring together different ages, genres and races that can come together and create in an environment which they may not have done before.
This year, our main goal with Art in the Park is inclusivity, not only of the people we have participating, but of the audience. And we're going to try to do this by opening up the styles and genres and artists that we approach to come to the festival, that are going to be part of the workshops and performing with us. And I think for us, what we want to see is people who enjoy all styles of music from across the border, all ages, all races, coming into one space and seeing something that's so incredibly engaging and interactive musically that they can't help but enjoy it. Day one is about songwriting, it's about workshops, and it's about meeting new people and artists in a recording element. So we're not doing any live performance on day one, and we're strictly focusing on the studio. We're taking our whole setup from our studio at the unit to the park and setting it up in our marquee, where we'll be having artists who are going to come down and host the session, showing people what it's like writing a song, showing people the songwriting process, and hopefully having members of the public come and join in and try their hands at writing their own material or adding something to the song that we're creating in the park.
Obviously it has benefits, it's really great at what it does, but like, you've got infinite tracks, you've got infinite chances to get it right. If you make a mistake,
So when you're recording that into Ableton, you're recording it like on the fly.
So what I normally do is I'll play it in, like I'll perform it in, and then I'll go back to it and sort of record in the stems. So I'll do like, okay, the drum line is one.
I go by the name of Hyde Nelson. I'm an artist from the Bronx, New York, who's currently in England making music. I am helping them with the workshop, songwriting workshop. Day one is going great. The vibes are really high. It's cool to see people from different walks of life come through with whatever songs they have written or whatever material. I actually just got on a song with an artist named Elziana, produced by Harlem Ralph. It was kind of an impromptu type of song, but it came out really dope.
Day one is going swimmingly. The production boys are doing their thing. There's a session going on. People are dropping in, playing instruments. We've seen children, we've seen older couples, we've seen people from all walks of life and different abilities. And it's really nice to see the impact of us creating that creative environment for people to be in and seeing people actually be able to step into it and find their artist and then step back out having learnt something or met someone new or made a new connection. It's literally why we do this. So seeing it in action is incredible.
But you can also, if you were to play like an A, you can even hold the D in there as well. So like, these are just songwriting techniques that people have used for 40, 50 years.
I'm like, where is the ring tomorrow? Here. Oh, just here. Yeah. Oh, here. Here tomorrow. Why is everyone so calling me Aisha? I don't know.
Let's start with Keith.
Our plan for day 2 of Art in the Park is very much to bring a selection of workshops in the morning and then throughout the afternoon bring together a live band filled with all the different instruments that you would find in a live band scenario, but the only difference is they have no idea what they're about to play. We bring our artists along, they play their song, and the band has a minute to figure out how they're gonna play this. So it's very raw, it's very authentic, and I'm very excited to see how this pans out.
The band has no idea what they're playing. I actually got some references just for them to hear really quick before, but before day 2, they have no idea what's going on. I'm gonna perform a set. I believe it's 20 minutes or so. A bit nervous to see how the band plays against songs that they have never heard before. So I'm excited to see how that comes out.
Stocks going up, we need more rice. To finish all this chicken, we need more life. Pictures in my mind, photographic memories. So I travel back in time when I sit and close my eyes. Got so many in the trying to, but I still pay tithes, God willing. They all feel him, they all fear him, they God fearing. I really hate the small talk, I'm scared that one day me and my family can't speak. Cause the only damn friends I need is presidents. Better examples, probably never had no presidents. Probably need a dad, but he was never present. Hardly gave me any presents, except for the 8s.
Well respected, the baddest back at it. Sick of using logic without a right match. A mad savage, a jackrabbit feels good, but I'm ruining your life with bad habits.
And I'm feeling
It was an eye-opening experience. I'd say it's helping me to, I don't know if the right word is diffuse, but diffuse my imposter syndrome. Really start seeing myself as an artist, as a songwriter. So I appreciate TULU for inviting me because I really needed that as an artist.
The vibe is really good. The sun is out and we have a huge crowd at our marquee really involved in what's going on.
All in all, Art in the Park was a great success. It was our second year there and it was much bigger than last year, but it almost felt easier. We're really finding our feet and learning what works for us and how we can best showcase our business to the public. We're also really seeing the value in the fact that we don't restrict who we work with based on age, genre, or musical ability. We have everyone at every level of talent, no matter what walk of life they come from, all together, speaking in the language that we all understand in that space as creatives, which is art.
Well, Art in the Park for us was a real testament to how well the team have developed from when we did Art in the Park last year. There was a moment before Art in the Park where we were really contemplating whether we had forgotten something massive or missed something, just because of how well the team all pulled together and it became really seamless.
Art in the Park was the only festival we were involved in the year before and was the first festival we were ever involved in. This year we've gone from not doing many festival things to being invited to cover festivals, being invited as guests to others, hosting our own festival, and then really upping our involvement in what is a huge event that happens every single year in Leamington.
What really stuck out to me was how unbelievably innovative people can be when you give them the right tools and environment to be creative. We provided the platform, we provided the tools, we provided the producers and the DJs and the instrumentalists, but that was as far as our creative construct went. Everything else was brought on by the incredible creativity of the local talent that was around the Midlands area.
For us, it's just a glimpse into the life we want with events and how we want to do things, and we know next year is going to be even busier. So ending with Arts in the Park, with a period of time where we're able to take in how grateful we are to be involved and be invited, and to be learning what we're learning so we're able to pull it off, feels amazing.